Hi, I'm Professor Brynn Saito, and I'm here to introduce to you today the poet Esmeralda Gamez. I once shared with Esme that her poems were teaching me something, namely how to take time with the past, pace the memories, reconstruct scenes of origin with tenderness, rhythm, and clarity. Poetry can slow down those life moments that felt totally chaotic and overwhelming. Poetry helps us lengthen time. The poems in Mouth to Echo, Esmeralda Gamez's clear-eyed and heart-rending thesis do just that. They bring space and the light of reflection to moments of intimate struggle, transmuting daily trauma into story and song. The speakers here reckon with the most urgent questions of our contemporary moment: how to live with the threat of separation, how to make a life in a precarious and unforgiving economy, how to honor those who made our lives possible while growing into our futures. In the poem Time and Minimum Wage, a daughter calculates wages lost when, quote, cooking with my mom for once. In Coming Home, a daughter witnesses a father's return after a 12-hour shift, then admits, quote, I have not slept well in over 15 years, because every time my dad leaves for work, I fear he will not come back. As the book progresses, these daughter speakers tumble into love, conjure forgotten recipes, make a home amidst the sounds and scenes of the sizzle of onions frying and the echoes of hard-won laughter. We witness a girl in Oaxaca retracing ancestral paths, a beloved grandmother transmuting into a bird, and friendships formed in the sacred spaces of movie theaters and school halls. All the while, a wisdom emerges, one forged from sloshing nights, mere mornings, and the particular patience required to wait out life's fury and wind. Quote, stumbling you speak, writes the speaker in Ode to My Bilingual Tongue, Hablas to sanar la wound. Please join me in welcoming Esmeralda Gamez.
So this is going to be my thesis reading. I'm sad that I don't get to share it with you guys in person, but thank you for listening. So I'm going to go ahead and start with all my thank yous. I do have a lot of people to thank. So if you're not named in the list, it doesn't mean I didn't appreciate everything that you've done for me. But there's a lot of people and I don't have enough time. So first of all, thank you to the English department and Charles Radke. Thank you to Jefferson Beavers, who does so much for this program, who has helped me since I was an undergraduate till now that I am graduating. The program would probably honestly fall apart without you, so thank you. Thank you to Brynn Saito, the chair of my committee. I had a couple of classes with her and she pushed my poetry to a new level, so I really appreciate it. Also, thank you to my committee members, Maider Vang, Michelle Bertan Rosado, for putting so much attention and care into my poems. Working with three women that I admire was truly a gift, and I'm very happy and grateful because I would still be doubting my poetry if it wasn't for all your guidance and the amazing feedback that you guys gave me with every step of the way. Thank you to all the professors that I've had throughout the years, to Connie Hales for pushing me to write as an undergraduate student and for pushing my work even further as a graduate student. Much of the manuscript was written in your classes, and I appreciate all the help that you've given me. To John Hales for the encouragement, even though I didn't end up going with nonfiction and Connie won in the end and got me into poetry. To Stephen Church and the Normal School, to Samina Najmi, you believed in me the first year of college that I took your class and pushed me to believe in myself and my work when I felt like I didn't belong in college, so thank you so much. To Kristen Norton for running the writing club at McLean, and to you, Karen Yelton Curtis, who was the first to read my bad angsty poetry and still look at it with care and attention, and who still continues to support my journey even now. Thank you to the friends that I've made as I made my way through Fresno State, to Brenda Venezia, to Steven Sanchez, to Ronald Zerigian, to Mariah, Aiden, Javier, Anthony, Rudy, Gracie, Ceci, Shelby, thank you so much. To Sandra, James, Liz, New, Erica, and Rose. There's so many more that I don't have room to name from my graduate and undergraduate classes, but I admire you all, and I'm excited to see what you guys do next. Thank you to the friends who've supported me for so long. Adiel, Tomas, Stevie, Alberto, Kaleb for being with me through it all, feeding me when I was so stressed out that I would forget. You make my life better. And special thank you to Jennifer Rojas. You've been with me through all the readings that I've ever had. She's only missed 3. 2 of them were because she was living out of the city and she couldn't make it. And the last one was because they literally would not let her in. I don't think I'd be here without your love and support through your years of friendship with me. The strength and resilience of each one of these people in my life keeps me going. And of course, thank you to my family in the US and in Mexico, the powerful women in my family. Para mi abuelita Carolina, la quiero mucho. Mi abuelita Teresa, la extraño. To Carlos and Gabriel, who make me laugh harder than anybody else can, even when you're being brats. To my parents, Carlos and Irene, trabajaron y sacrificaron mucho por nosotros y estoy por siempre agradecida. Todo lo que hago, lo hago para que ustedes estén orgullosos de mí. My first poem is called Time and Minimum Wage. Minimum wage multiplied by 24 hours. My day is worth $288. If I work one job, that's 7 hours, $84 I lose. And the unsatisfactory, greasy 30-minute lunch, $6 I lose. To help my mom dye her hair for an hour, $12 I lose. Trudge through my second job, 7 hours, $84 I lose. And the unsatisfactory, greasy 30-minute lunch, $6 I lose. And the time I sleep at night, 4 hours, $48 I lose. And I'm so tired, but I don't have 1 hour, $12 to lose. And cooking with my mom for once, 30 minutes, $6 I lose. Crying in the shower, getting ready to leave, 1 hour, $12 I lose. And the dinner I make time for with my mom, 2 hours, $24 I lose. Thanking her and telling her that I love her, 5 minutes, 60 cents I lose. And the time I care is money I lose. And the time I rest is money I lose. And the time is money I lose. And the years that pass is wealth I lose. And the wrinkles on my mom's hands grow deeper and deeper. So I was working as an ambassador for Fresno State, or as a recruiter, and I would be going to a lot of college and career fairs, and what I saw the most at low-income schools would be that there would be 4 CSUs and UCs put together. There would be a lot of private, community, or vocational schools, and there would be every single branch of the military. So this poem is called What I See When More Military Than College Recruiters Visit Low-Income Schools. How excited these children are to do pull-ups and push-ups in 2 large weighted vests, lining up to test their strength, their ability to carry semi-automatic weapons, but not what comes after. Kevlar helmets shoot up from mounds of dirt, bullets, broken glass, nourishing the soil. How their faces shine at adults' promises of adventure and pavement, a path clearing way from troubled lives. How high must the sun rise before it lets go of what connects it to earth? In these spaces between military recruiters and college recruitment tables, the empty areas are sprouting private prisons. We uproot lives, force them into rocky soil, knowing they won't survive. We water their desire to reach for the escaping sun. We place nourishment, assault packs, and 2 large guns in their young hands. This next one I wrote when I met Michelle Bertan Rosado. She came for a workshop that Fresno Women Reads put on, and it was all about odes. This poem's also forthcoming in Asahares, so that's exciting. I'll post the link somewhere whenever it's out. And this one's called Ode to My Bilingual Tongue. Half of you was torn out and stapled to another. How unappreciated you are por hablar 2 languages. You stumble with words like avocado, aguacate, avocado, yet you continue your graceful limp through conversations. Dime, when you speak, do you taste the words or taste the desert sand your mother swallowed as she made her way here to you? Yo me trago all us words I've forgotten in both languages. I spit out what I need to make it through the trabajo, through la school. Mi amiga, I've never thanked you por trabajar so duro. Stumbling, you speak. Hablas to sanar la wound. So this next poem is one that I wrote kind of a while ago, and it's gone through a lot of different drafts of this poem, but it always seems to return to just this this draft. And this one's called Mexican One Night Stand. Fell completely in love for 2 months through Tumblr. Heavily tattooed, pierced white boy, maybe Mexican. He asked, "Where are your parents from?" Jalisco, Oaxaca. He said, "My grandparents are from Guadalajara, but I'm not Mexican." He drove 4 hours, texting me as he smoked his way through the valley. "You're so beautiful. I can't wait to hold you. Wow, the fields are so Mexican." He picked me up from work, drove to Taco Bell, searched the radio, ran his hand up my thigh. What shitty music, all rap and Mexican. He parked and smoked as I stared out the window. "Let's go to my room, take all this off, and you can stop being such a good little Catholic Mexican." He locked the door, stripped me down, made me kneel before him. "Let's pray," he joked, pulled my hair. "You have such a nice body for a Mexican." He pulled me to the bed, left scratch marks, and licked his way down my body. "Call me papi, it turns me on when girls yell for me in Mexican." I invited him, he pushed his way into me bare, ignored my protest. My hands, he grunted, "Better not get knocked up, you're extra fertile being Mexican." He showered, I ate the now cold food alone. I still kissed him goodbye, gave him a 20 for gas. I've never been to Mexico, but I've been inside Mexican. You should have known Esmeralda by the way his beard scraped you raw. But what else do you know besides painful work as a female Mexican? By 4:28 a.m. I lay awake, staring out open windows, until the sky turns pink, until the light comes back. My mother's voice echoes off the ceiling. "Cuando tengas hijos, cuando te cases." My father's voice growls from under the bed. "Esos no son hombres. No quiero que te conviertan." A hand wraps around my ankle, its fingers tapping against my skin. A tap for each year that passes, a tap for every long-haired crush. It pulls me, says it'll be easier to bite back all the words, to birth an uncurved version of myself. It drags me towards the dark, ripping me in two, knows my greatest fear, living with half my body in the closet. So this poem I wrote last year when I went to visit my grandmother in Oaxaca. I haven't been there since I was like a little girl, so it was really strange to be somewhere where I felt like I was at home, but also somewhere I didn't recognize or remember. And this next poem is called "Girl in Oaxaca Sends Her Mother 1,000 Photos." In the ruins, I find myself looking for your footprints etched into the walls. If I can find them, retrace your path, I can find a way to bring you home. Even here, I don't know who I am. Even here, I am you returned home. This home is not home. People forget my name. Call me Irene. Call me Concepcion. Call me Conchita. Call me. Tú te miras igual como tu mamá cuando se fue. I will rebuild with your foundations. Create a room for you to rest your head. We will run our hands over cracked stones. I fit my pieces in the depressions to nourish them. Abuela dice, abrazarte a ti es como abrazar a mi hija. regresa, regresa, regresa. Aquí te esperamos. And then the last poem is a poem that I wrote after Muriel Rukeyser. About 5 months after I came back from visiting my grandma, she actually passed away. So this is a poem for her after Muriel Rukeyser. I can still see you. Towns with names I couldn't pronounce, recipes with measurements you didn't get to teach me, streets with cracked sidewalks you had no strength to show me, the ocean I couldn't take you to walk its shore again. Lo siento, que inútil soy, lo siento. Calls from a hospital bed in Oaxaca, promising to visit after chemo number 3, 8, and 14 burns its way through Oaxaqueña veins. Transferred money from the US to pay for treatments, the painful distance between us. Telephone call connects us to your blessing and a soft goodbye. Oh, mi abuelita, o llueve en California. And I can still see you watching the waves of the Pacific Ocean as I stared at your thinning hair. Thank you for watching my thesis reading. Have a good day.